Hello, hello, welcome back to the Lorethrough, episode 116, and we are getting right to it. So I said last time we would go assault this caravan, and we will, but now that it's nighttime, they will have night cavalry guarding them. Which has a whole heap of problems for us. Maybe not worth it, because your stamina's gone for a while after that. Ooh, that works well, because they are so tall. Come on. It was a trade. Oh, come on. There we go. So it says Night Cavalry Flail in his name. But there's another Night Cavalry. See, there's two of them. Yeah, almost got him. How about this one? Seems a bit silly, but I digress. I didn't mean to do that one. I was hoping to do this one. But I have a feeling I'm way too far away. Ooh, rolled a little early. Ah. Shucks. And the Sword Knight Flame makes an okay crit weapon, even if it doesn't have a very good critical modifier, because its base AR is so high. I don't know exactly how the math works, but it feels like even if you have a really high AR in a weapon, and not a bonus critical modifier, it still crits fairly well, even if it has split damage. And the Sword of Night and Flame has ×2 split damage. As in, it's split 3 ways, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, that poor noble all the way back there. So sad. Maybe a tiny bit excessive. We need to stop these trolls. They're moving way too much. Taking up way too much time in my episode. Try how well this thing crits. Yeah, not so bad. Oh, Invader. I was really confused. I was like, I'm not online. But, you know how these people are. I probably shouldn't be trolling, but... Ooh. Oh. I should have known better. Yeah, let's fix this problem. Forget about them jump attacks. Ooh. Don't want to die here. Just really hoping for a parry. Oh, shucks. Oh, no, 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 no. Wandered too far in the wrong direction, and now we have one of those. She always goes for the jumping attacks. Well, that was lame. I apologize. But we got an ancient dragon smithing stone from the boss fight. Now a somber ancient dragon smithing stone from an invader. An invader I didn't mean to challenge just yet, actually. Flowing curved sword. Legends speak of a master of the sword garbed in blue. We've learned a lot about him. Think of the warrior starting class, and his curved blade that was patterned after flowing water. Strong attack unleashes a series of strikes akin to a dance, offering a glimpse into the legend. Sure enough, it's a curved sword. That has very unique heavy attacks. They hit multiple times. I don't know if this thing's particularly good. It doesn't look very long, but curved swords aren't very big to begin with. Might be on the shorter end as far as these curved swords go, but even the uncharged heavy attacks hit twice each, and then if you charge them... let's see, this is the first one charged, so it hits 3 times. So they hit 6 times amongst 2 charge attacks, so I guess if you can space it, but... Seems it had rough for that. Okay. Let's head back to the Grace, and then we need to head up the hill. As per our plan. Also, if we were paying attention, let's see, Anastasia, the Tarnished Eater, first invades us in Caelid. And then I think in Mount Gelmir. And then here in the Consecrated Snowfield, I think Anastasia invades you 3 times. I'm wondering if there's a 4th time, because she invades you quite a bit. Tarnished Eater Anastasia is one of those interesting cases. Because she's a product not of the game trying to have a character that's a reoccurring villain, necessarily, in a lore sense. Though they did make her a failed finger maiden, which is kind of interesting. Maybe she's actually a crazy woman dressed as a finger maiden to have Tarnished lower their guard, but that doesn't seem to be the case since she just charges in anyways. That aside, I'm looking for something specific here. There we go. She is the reiteration of Maneater Mildred from Dark Souls 1, who was an invader who invaded the game devs while they were bug testing, I believe. There's an imp statue here, and I thought there was a note. Message on the ground. But basically, the devs liked being invaded by Maneater Mildred so much, they decided to put her in subsequent games, and there's been a Butcher Lady in just about every Soulsborne game since. To my knowledge. Oh, there's just a big old bug there. Funny that. Let's see if that deals with it. Yep. Neato. Okay, well, there's not a message here that I can tell, but there's a set of imp statues and a blocked wizard tower, so if you summon the fanged imps... And I think they have to kill a respawning imp. I think that's what has to happen. Which, it's good that we've upgraded them. Get 'em, boys. I think you can help, but I think they might need to get the last hit. Maybe they just need to participate. Ooh. Come on, boys. Finish them off. There we go, yep. Once they finish them off, then the door to the right is opened. If you want to know where you get the imps, we bought them from the merchant on the road below the main academy gates. The main academy gate in Raya Lucaria, you need the glintstone key to get there legitimately. You just kind of head down the road and don't go into the academy proper, and you'll run into a wandering merchant or a nomadic merchant, and he can sell you them imps if you didn't start with it as your starting gift, which was also a choice you could have made. And we get the Graven Mass Talisman, which is an upgraded version of the regular old talisman. See, we have Graven School. Let's see. Depicting a school of Graven Mages, the Nightmare of the Academy raises its potency of sorceries. The primeval current is a forbidden tradition of glintstone sorcery. To those who cleave to its teachings, the act of collecting sorcerers to fashion them into the seeds of stars is but another path to scientific inquiry. I think it says much the same thing, but it's bigger and stronger. I think this one does like 8 or 12%. And the smaller version does like 4 or 8%. Not exact, but if you use both of them, they do stack. So that is an option. Some people do that on their pure caster builds. Will I? No, I'll probably put the smaller one away and replace it with the big one. So, okay. What is next on our docket? We've already done the caravans. We've done things a little bit out of order. I think it's time we headed over here to grab an item. Do a little bit of teleportation. For fun. That's weird. I had like the healing health particle effect for a moment upon loading in. It happened again. What on earth is happening? Okay, so basically I'm going to throw everything in my box up to the Graven Mass Talisman. And I'm going to leave the big one in there now. And I'm going to grab everything after the Graven Mass Talisman. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Actually, it might be everything. And ta-da! My talisman inventory is basically how it was, but this one has been replaced, so. I don't think I've talked on that before. Okay, I don't want to head this direction, but I think it's necessary. And we have more of these pillars like we saw underground. And we see these lightning things for the first time above ground, like we associate with the Ancestor followers and the underground river wells. And in fact, there's more of these guys all over the place. And don't you know, surface-dwelling Ancestor followers, kind of like the old ruins. ULHL. Ol. I'm not trying to say old, but old ruins. Topside in Liurnia the Lakes. Oh, and you do want stuff in the way for those. Okay, I think... Alright, so these are, interestingly enough, the Yellow Anx ruins, Annex. I don't know what they're all about, honestly. Which makes me feel bad, because yellow, there's a flower named after it, or technically a budding fruit, that seems to sprout wherever there's madness. So it seems that these ruins were named after someone, probably somebody by the name of Yellow. And bad stuff happened to him. There's also some frenzied trolls. There's like 2 of them, and they're the real threat you gotta watch out for, right? But I think if you get in this ruin over here, there is an item to loot and a set of ruins you can go up. And if you jump in here, which the only way you can get in here is with Torrent, I believe. Ooh. Unless we have a troll up above breaking stuff. But the reason we come down here... Oh, you can summon help here. That's cute. Is we get ourselves the Unendurable Frenzy, which I think is our final Frenzied Flame incantation. Alright, and I think it has the highest requirements. No, Shiburi has 2 more. but 31's still pretty high. Incantation originating from the maddening three fingers causes the yellow flame of frenzy to violently burst forth from the caster's eyes. Hold to continue channeling the flame. This incantation can be used while in motion. It is the maddening pain and unstoppable tears of those afflicted with the flame of frenzy brought into being. So it's like the flame of frenzy, which is that shotgun blast of flame torrents that you can charge up to get more of them, but you keep casting as long as you have mana. However, as a caveat to that, it does inflict frenzy on yourself, so you can't just pop the physic that gives you infinite mana for 10 seconds or whatever. You will afflict yourself with madness if you try to cast it for too long, which I think is an appropriate safeguard against casting too long. I wish there was another debuff that was kind of like spell exhaustion. I don't know. I know mana is supposed to technically cap that, but there, at least in PvP, it feels like there should be a sort of spell exhaustion to happen for people who spam spells too much. That way people who are over-leveled coming in with a huge mana bar can't just cast for ages and ages. I mean, there's probably better ways in the design works that you could fix that problem of people being able to just spell spam all the time as a phantom who's over-leveled helping their lower-leveled friend in PvP. But I'm not sure how that would go about. You'd probably just need to fix the numbers, honestly. Because the scaling seems to work on percentages or something. And it works in such a way that, well, once they are a certain level, it just stops working correctly. So yeah, we are here in the Yellow Enix Tunnel. I don't know what weapons to use, honestly. Alright, so we come in here. We have a door that's closed ahead of us. And it is locked, or it's barred from that side. We can't open it from this side. But there are frozen miners in the area. So since we know there are miners, probably want to pick a more elemental weapon. And, well, I haven't used the Glintstone Chris in a while. Not sure what else to use. Maybe we'll use the one-eyed shield. That sounds funny. And I need a smaller weapon. Spear. Spear will be funny. Alright, so we come down here. Buff our spear. That hitbox, did you see that? I scratched his back with the haft of the spear. Oh, that's so funny. The hitboxes are so tight sometimes. It's a little maddening. But I digress. Okay. Hold on. I can barely hear it, which means you probably can't hear it. But there's a crackling electric noise. Oh, we need to deal with this guy, otherwise he's gonna toss stuff at us. Anyway, I was trying to point out this purple thing. And every time we've seen purple, it's associated with Alabaster Lords, Onyx Lords, and Gravity. Also, I should be looking for smithing stones here, because this is a mine. Mines have smithing stones, and smithing stones sure are helpful. Oh no, my weapon's not buffed. There we go. Let's buff it again, because the spear is silly. Do we have any more guys down here? Dead miner, big smithing stone. Does this weapon do pure physical? I don't think he's hurting me. Actually using guard counters. And a second Alabaster Lord Sword. And another Ancient Dragon Smith and Stone, which was found on a guy. It's believed that, unlike all the other smithing stones, that the ancient ones are a scale of the Ancient Dragon Lords, so they're supposed to be a different material entirely. Unless even the lesser smithings... No, they couldn't all be dragon scales of varying qualities, could they? Yeah, the ancient one looks different. It looks like chunky, jagged gravel. Still, more smithing stones. Though we still can't buy the level 8 and 9s? 7 and 8s. We can buy up to 6. That means currently we can only really get things to plus 18 through buying. Have to find an enemy to farm, potentially, or eventually find the bell bearing wherever that may be. Okay. Need to get through this dungeon. I should probably use a weapon a little more magical. Let's try these out. Oh yeah, I picked up another talisman, didn't I? Oh yeah, the Stalwart Horn Charm. So we found horn charms like this before. I picked it up and didn't even talk about it, but this one helps you resist blood loss and frost, and it is the stronger version of it. So since it's focused in one area, it'll do an awful lot for you in that realm. Trading mana for health. If you're constantly killing things, stacking a cameo and a blasphemous blade, or a cameo and a the serpent sword will do quite well. Yeah, watch my health bar when I kill this guy. Ah, shucks. Not when I get hit. Come on. Oh, God. Anyway, it heals a good amount if I don't get hit. it'll be a net gain. I've honestly wanted to come up with a regen build of some kind, and I feel like unless you decide to go the pure faith route, not pure faith, but faith with a little bit of strength, you could probably do faith strength on the serpent curved sword as well as the blasphemous blade. But if you didn't want to use the blasphemous blade, you want to go anything else that wasn't entirely based around faith, then you'd probably want to use the hammer that you get from the ancestor followers, the one that's a curved horn, not the smaller hammer that's a molar axe, but the one that's a great hammer, because that one also restores health on kill. You'd want one of those bad boys. I think I blinked off of him. Give me my health back, old man. Silly. Silly, silly. It worked out. We have almost all of our health items, even if we're not topped off. So I don't feel bad popping one of these, popping one of these. Pick a follower. I feel like Lutel will do well, mostly because Lutel teleports around, which is the best part. Okay. I want to try one thing, but it's probably a horrible, horrible mistake. But but I digress. Oh, this is such a bad mistake. I probably am heavy rolling, aren't I? I'll take that off for now. Okay, so it's another Astel instead of Natural Born of the Void. Oh. I don't know if I can reflect its big beam attacks. It was a nice thought, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, gravity hits so hard. Oh, that's kind of disgusting. We'll switch it up. He does that grab. And that grab will wreck you if you're not careful. Call. I don't know why, but I was waiting for the noise to do something, and I need to watch it visually. Come here. Because the head is in a weird place, it made me do a funny pivot. Ah, that's not what I wanted. The extra item threw me off. That didn't kill me. So they does that grab, and that will kill you. I probably should have showed it off, but Zully the Witch has a great video on it if you're curious what the grab looks like. Oh, never mind, we're showing it off. Yeah, you don't survive this. Oh boy, well at least I showed it off. The one hit kill grab gets me. Oh, I was fat rolling? Or I'm fat rolling without the Godric rune. Okay. Alright, let's switch tactics. The Falling Star Beast Jaw is almost too effective. I don't know why I use it. Maybe we'll try out its own weapon art against it. That sounds interesting. We'll try that. We'll give that a go. As for offhand, I don't know if there's anything we could reasonably use, but I don't know how good Lutel was during that. Lutel just kind of survived. Kind of want to bring somebody with range. Let's bring an Ancestor Follower. That shouldn't be too mean. Shouldn't be too beefy. Oh, there's stuff to get in the way. Very convenient. Ooh, the eyeball's so creepy. Ah. Oh, I don't want all this to be on tape. Oh well. I'm gonna leave it. I didn't grab my money either. Shucks, that was a stupidly high amount of money too. Alright, well, Bastard Star seems to take a little too much setup. Maybe I need to just not buff with Terra Magica. We'll try that. I want to kill it with its own baby mobile. The reason I'm doing that is it's supposed to be with gravity stuff, and I want to know if Nebula counts as gravity stuff. Ancestor Follower at least was taking pot shots at it. Yeah, we'll give him one more shot. I didn't want to do this again. I'm gonna get grabbed. Ah! Go! Can't hardly see what's going on. There we go. Ancestor Follower's already almost gone. Trying to get out of the way of all that's pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know how effective that is. Let's try this. That knocked me over instead of pulling me up in the air. Oh, it worked, didn't it? That still hit me? There we go. Then we get the Meteorite of Astels. Let's look at that sorcery. So that's something we'll probably have to test out. So it's a bigger version of Meteorite. One takes 30, the other takes 55 in terms of intelligence. One of the glintstone sorceries that manipulates gravitational forces summons a void that emits a hail of meteorites. Hold to continue the effect. A manifestation of the power with which Astel leveled the Eternal City. So, interesting. But it seems that this Astel didn't steal a night sky. So it's funny that we name him Astel. There is a meteor here. This is what meteors look like in this game, if you're curious. It's this gold speckled effect. We see them at the end of dungeons. We see them associated with falling star beasts. We see them in the tops of the Divine Towers, actually. It's kind of unique. Okay. Yeah, I've already gone on that rant, so we will cut there. Let me get to the front of the dungeon. And next time, I think we're going to head to over here. And then I think over here. And we'll continue working our way up north. Yeah. That sounds fine by me. I guess we don't need to return to the front of the dungeon for me to cut the episode, and feel ashamed that it took me multiple tries to kill Astel of the Void, but I intentionally used not the broken stuff. Like the Falling Star Beast John. I didn't bring Latenna, who can do the fight almost on her own as long as you can hold the thing's aggro. So that's your cheat code. If you ever need somebody to defeat a boss, bring Latenna and just keep the thing's attention, the boss's attention. Alright, well, thank you for joining me today for episode 116. Yeah, today was 116, wasn't it? Join me next time for episode 117. Thank you for your time and have a good day. Bye-bye.